Hey, listen, I know that it's mid-April already, but this little red truck on a Christmas tree, this mug sticks around year-round, so deal with it. Hey everyone, I'm Kyle. This is Sight Set Elsewhere, and today we're going to be talking about getting outside and filming. More specifically, my surprise when I was getting out to film with my A6400 just to get used to filming with it out again, because I've taken it out for photos, but it's been a long time since I've taken it out to actually go shoot video. And I specifically wanted to practice with my newish 18-105 f4. I picked this up last summer ahead of my road trip to Calgary because I wanted a lens that was good and versatile, that was an all-in-one solution, so I didn't have to switch out between lenses while I was on the road, while I'm trying to sightsee, because I don't want to be living life through the camera. I want to actually be experiencing my vacation as well. So I wanted to get out and practice with the camera. But the shocking thing that I found was just how much more I enjoy filming outside on my iPhone 17 Pro Max. Naming conventions aside, I've found it to be just so much more handy, and for what I'm trying to do now, especially with starting the YouTube channel, I'm just trying to get the shot. And with being able to record 4K quality with Apple Log 2, the footage that comes out of the iPhone looks really damn good. And for the output being intended for YouTube and cutting it up into shorts and stuff, it ticks the boxes of what I need. And while I do enjoy the quality of what I can get out of the A6400, I'm filming with it right now, the ease of use of going out and about with an iPhone just made using a mirrorless camera feel clunky. And I'm not trying to get cinema grade quality, but they're filming movies on this thing now, so we're pretty much there. When it comes to photography, having the higher megapixels and the bigger sensor for better low light, that's where the mirrorless cameras really pull ahead. But to have a phone that's coming up to par and in some ways surpassing what my camera can do is kind of a crazy thing. So I've got a bit of a breakdown here, but yeah, it was an interesting experience. All right, diving into it. First thing that I noticed with filming with the A6400 that just set me back, I was getting a few shots and then I noticed that there was this speck on the screen, and it wasn't dust on the lens. It ended up being a bit of fluff on the sensor. And I had just cleaned that thing recently, but I didn't check it, and sure enough, something got in there and it started ruining my shot. So luckily I noticed it early enough. It was pretty prevalent. That was something that I was like, oh yeah, I gotta make sure I check for this, because that wasn't something I was really doing too much. But when you look at an iPhone, you have your lenses right here. You're not switching anything in and out. So even though you're switching between cameras and getting your different focal lengths, your sensors are never exposed to any elements. They're always concealed unless you're breaking your camera, which, well, that never happens here. Yeah, I was like, ooh, that's kind of messy. That's annoying. The next thing was the screen brightness. So the brightness on the iPhone 17 Pro Max goes up to something like 3000 nits. And so it is quite viewable in the daytime. Not to mention that it's like a mini tablet in your hands. Compared to shooting again on the A6400, the screen is so much smaller. It only gets so bright, which outside wearing glasses, depending on if there's polarization in them, it is a lot harder to see. And then with the tilt out screen, I end up standing and facing down. And so then I'm kind of not in a great posture. I'm like constantly checking myself. But then at the end of a shoot, I'm feeling it. And those memories came flooding back. With an iPhone, I'm standing more just at head height or just below. So this is much more of a natural position for me. And being able to pop out my phone, go for a whole walk, go for a whole afternoon, get shots like that, and then not have to worry about my back and my posture, that is nice, because I have a bad back. I work a desk job. It do get hurty sometimes. The next thing that I really noticed with filming with the camera again was the attention from people in public spaces. Now, I'm pretty used to, like, even 8 to 10 years ago going out with a camera and walking around the city and filming and stuff. And that felt pretty normal. And, you know, you see some people looking, checking out what you're doing as they're walking by or whatever. But the feeling was different this time around. In those 8 to 10 years, a lot has changed, and I could sense that people were wary about me filming, standing there with my camera, even though I was hunched over, being respectful of people's space, not zooming in and like focusing on them directly, but like, you know, you're in public, you're walking through the frame, you're in the shot, happens. And people were quite wary of that. And so just especially with the day and age that we're in, with surveillance, people's digital privacy being constantly compromised, walking around with a camera instead of just popping a quick shot on a phone, the attention to it was noticeable and it felt kind of weird. Part of that, I do admit, is just lack of practice and being out there, being in the public eye, operating in that capacity. So my own confidence in being out with the camera filming is certainly an aspect of that. But the attention felt weird, and maybe part of it's just that I've changed as well. And I know I'm more conscious of people and like, are they recording me? Are they trying to make a TikTok? Are they trying to do something? I don't know. In a way, it's kind of not great to feel like that. In this day and age, it's all around us. So I could see that energy in other people. So walking around with a full camera, even though the A6400 is small, yeah, it was just a strange energy. So being able to walk around and film with a phone, so many more people are doing that these days that I would fit in more. And for the sake of me just getting out there and starting to film and getting comfortable with it all again, it's definitely a way for me to blend in more without gaining as much attention, I would say. So yeah, by the time I was done my walk and getting footage and stuff, I was like, oh, I'm really thinking about this. I didn't think I would notice that as much. It wasn't even on my mind. So this next point stood out to me clear as day, where filming with the iPhone is absolutely superior to filming with my A6400, and that is the image stabilization. It is crazy smooth on the iPhone. On the Blackmagic app, I have it turned up to cinematic. So standard mode on Blackmagic is less than what it would be for the regular camera's setting. So the cinematic level of stabilization, there is a bit of a crop, but it is absolutely worth that sacrifice, especially having a wide angle lens. You have a lot to work with still, but the stabilization is buttery smooth. I can just like walk around, get a shot, and know that it is going to be clear. It's going to be sharp. I'm going to capture what I want, and I don't really have to question it. And when I'm doing something with the zoom lens and I'm standing still, I know that it's going to be smooth. I can pan and it's not jittery, especially upgrading from the Pixel 6 Pro, where the camera juts around when you're zoomed in. It's such a nice upgrade. But compared to the A6400, that camera, this one, right there, doesn't have IBIS, doesn't have in-body image stabilization. So you have to rely on the type of lens that you're using. So luckily, walking around with the 18-105, this one does have optical stabilization, but especially from my experience with having that level of focal length, it only balances out so much. And with walking and running gun footage, it is still fairly shaky, especially compared to the iPhone footage. The iPhone is just miles ahead. And I'm not trying to like walk around with a gimbal and have a whole camera setup. I just want something where I can capture the shot and know that it looks good. And so for that, the iPhone is the clear winner. So combining great stabilization with a really good 4K output that has Apple Log 2 with the bonus of having a larger bright display, it's just so easy for me to pull out the phone, have good shots, and then even if I wasn't planning on filming something, I have a great camera in my pocket. So for studio stuff like filming here, recording into OBS at my setup, being able to use the A6400 with the lenses that I want to, getting the nice bokeh in the background and low light quality. That's also another place where the camera pulls through with having the bigger sensor, being able to shoot open wide like the way I am now. Mirrorless cameras still have their strength over phone cameras, but for me, getting out during the day and being able to just quickly film something without having a large kit that I'm carrying around, and realizing just how much I preferred the phone. Once I got halfway and I was making the return trip, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna film with this. So yeah, that about does it. Really, I thought I'd be going out and just practicing, enjoying shooting with my camera, getting back in the motions of filming video outside. And so finding just how much more I like using my phone, the fact that it's on par or better in certain areas, it was sort of an eye-opener. which is also pretty cool because then that changes how I'm going to operate and the kind of gear that I want to get. So instead of getting gear to make a cool out and about kit to shoot with my camera, I'm building up a mobile filming station for my phone, which is kind of a cool concept. So we'll be looking at that in the future, but that is it for now. Thank you everybody for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.